What do you mean by hemolytic anemia? কেউ কিছু বলতে পারবে আমাকে? হ্যাঁ, আরবিসি লাইসিস হচ্ছে, তাই তো? সো তোমরা কখন একটা সিবিসি দেখেছো কেমন দেখতে হয়? হ্যাঁ, কি কি প্যারামিটারস আমরা চেক করি? হ্যাঁ, তো ফার্স্টে হচ্ছে তোমার এই বোর্ডটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ তো সবাই? হ্যাঁ, তো আমাদের সিবিসি তে প্রথমে কি থাকে, তোমার এই প্যারামিটারস গুলো থাকে, তাই তো? আরবিসি কাউন্ট থাকে, হিমোগ্লোবিন থাকে, হিম্যাটোক্রিট থাকে, তারপর কি থাকে? আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, তুমি টিএলসি প্লেটলেট বাদ দিয়ে শুধু আরবিসি প্যারামিটারস বলছি, বুঝলে? মেইন প্যারামিটারস আমরা কি কি দেখি? হ্যাঁ, তো ওই তিনটাকে আমরা কি বলি? এই তিনটাকে আমরা কি বলি? আরবিসি ইন্ডিসেস, কারেক্ট, ঠিক আছে? তো এইটা আমাদের ডিসাইড করে যে morphology of the RBCs কেমন হবে, তাই তো? Everyone is understanding, no? Everyone understands Bengali? Okay. So when you are seeing a complete blood count report, so how will you diagnose that this is an anemia case? By seeing the hemoglobin, right? So hemoglobin will be reduced, okay? So now how will you understand what is the morphology of the RBCs, like what can cause this hemoglobin? By seeing the RBC indices, okay? So here you can tell whether the RBCs are normocytic normochromic or microcytic hypochromic or macrocytic, right? So in hemolytic anemias, what do you get? You get mainly a microcytic hypochromic blood picture, okay? Along with a few more things which I will be telling you all. Now hemolytic anemia is a very important topic which can come as a long question in your theory. So the main things will be covered during your theory classes. Ekhane I will just be telling you all what you see in a peripheral blood smear, okay? So that you can diagnose it as a hemolytic anemia. So now what are the main features, okay? What will you get? What happens in hemolytic anemia? There is premature destruction of RBCs and the RBCs will have a short lifespan. So what is the normal lifespan of RBCs? 120 days, okay? So anything less than that will be abnormal RBC lifespan. That is, the RBCs will be destroyed before 120 days, correct? Okay, so next what you will get? In hemolytic anemias, you get a compensatory increase in erythropoietin level. Which organ secretes erythropoietin? So now what will happen? Because of this increased erythropoietin, what will happen? Your RBC count will be raised, okay? And third, there will be accumulation of hemoglobin degradation products, okay? So when your hemoglobin breaks into heme and globin, you will get those degradation products, okay? So now clinically, how will you understand the patient is having hemolytic anemia? So first and foremost, ki thakbe? There will be pallor, okay? So pallor followed by icterus or jaundice and then splenomegaly, okay? These three are the cardinal features of diagnosing a hemolytic anemia, okay? So now this is the classification of your hemolytic anemia. So what will you see? In hemolytic anemia, ki hoche? The RBCs are getting lysed, right? So this can be due to RBC's own defect. So it will be any intrinsic factor, okay? Intrinsic factor that is damaging the RBCs, or it can happen outside the red blood cells. So it will be extrinsic, right? So in intrinsic causes, what you are getting first and foremost, if there is a membrane defect in the RBCs, like RBC membranes, which proteins like are responsible for the RBC membrane? Exactly, good. So spectrin, ankyrin, okay? So any defect in the membrane will cause, what will it cause? Hereditary spherocytosis or hereditary elliptocytosis, hereditary pyropoikilocytosis and hereditary stomatocytosis. So what you will see that the RBCs are not normocytic normochromic. There will be an increase in number of elliptocytes or increase in number of spherocytes when you see the peripheral blood picture. Okay. So now next is enzyme defects. Now first enzyme defect is G6PD deficiency. So if you have a deficiency in G6PD, it will cause hemolytic anemia. Okay. So next is hemoglobin defects, like which we call as hemoglobinopathies. If there is an abnormal hemoglobin, to okhane ki thakbe? If the hemoglobin, yes, sickle cell anemia will be there. Then thalassemia is a very important cause, and any unstable hemoglobin like HbE, HbD, if these are present. Okay. So usually you will see an increase in the fetal hemoglobin. Okay. So we advise these patients to go through an HPLC. Okay. Okay, liquid chromatography, okay, or hemoglobin electrophoresis, where you can detect these hemoglobinopathies, okay. So now coming to the extrinsic factors. Now extrinsic factors can be either autoimmune disorders or non-autoimmune, okay. So now autoimmune, there will be warm antibodies, cold antibodies, then transfusion associated reactions which can cause the hemolysis, or drug associated, like certain drugs will be there which can cause this hemolytic anemia. And then in non-immune causes, there will be hypersplenism. Why? If the spleen is active, spleen is a part of the reticuloendothelial system. So spleen er kaaj ki? Exactly. Okay. Next, there is fragmentation syndrome, right? Which can be like your grafts, then MAHA, like microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, then thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura, okay, RHUS. Then DIC, that is disseminated intravascular coagulation. Then certain infections that can cause your hemolytic anemias, then drugs, then any liver disorders and paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, okay. So this is your hemolytic anemia classification. This is very important and it can come as a question. So now this is the bone marrow picture where you are seeing how the erythrocytes look, okay, the erythroblasts. So these are the normoblasts, okay. These are how the normoblasts will look on a bone marrow. You don't see these cells in the peripheral smear, right? In the peripheral smear, you might get the nucleated RBCs, okay. So now coming to reticulocyte count. Now reticulocyte count we usually, whenever there is a case of anemia, what are reticulocytes? Immature. They are 24 hours immature RBCs, okay. So usually when you start a treatment, you do a retic count to check whether your treatment is helping the patient or not, okay. So in hemolytic anemia cases, you will get these reticulocytes in the peripheral smear, okay. So how do they look? They look like these. These are cells, and these blue chromatin you will be seeing, these dark blue chromatin. These are not seen on your regular Leishman stain, so you have to do a special stain which is the reticulin stain, okay. It is a supravital stain which we do for our reticulocyte count, okay. So this is how the reticulocytes will look. So now how you do a reticulocyte count? No, count ta ki kore korbe? It is a percentage usually, okay. So now what you do, you see 10 fields, okay, and each field should contain 100 RBCs, okay. Since it's a percentage, so 10 fields amra keno kori? To just get an average, okay. So like in oil immersion, you focus a field where you have 100 RBCs and then you count the number of reticulocytes you are seeing. So that will be like, suppose in a field of 100 RBCs, you are getting 2 reticulocytes. So it will be 2 out of 100, right? Then the same thing you will repeat 10 times on 10 different fields. And then the average of that will be your reticulocyte count. If you are seeing 2 reticulocytes in every field, like in 10 fields, then your reticulocyte percentage is 2%. Did you all get it? How to do a reticulocyte count? Okay, so reticulocyte, like reticulin stain had come, like reticulocytes had come as a short question. Na? Tomader eschilo to? Na, tomader ager batche mane final jade selections chilo, thik ache? So this is how a reticulocyte will look. So now you have to know where reticulocytes are increased, okay, like What is the normal reticulocyte? Up to 3% is normal. Okay. So now coming to some cases where you see what type of cells and you diagnose that this is a case of, like on peripheral smear only you can diagnose which hemolytic anemia the patient is having. So this is how a normal peripheral smear will look like. Okay, so you are seeing normocytic normochromic RBCs with a beautiful central pallor. So now in this slide you are seeing these types of cells. These are the sickle cells. Okay, so these have pointed edges. Okay, it looks like a sickle, right? So that's why this is known as, so this one can be diagnosed as a sickle cell anemia case. Okay, so now these are the NRBCs which I told you are nucleated RBCs which you can get on your peripheral smear. Okay, so now sickle cells তোমার যদি sickle cell এর slide আমাদের কাছে আছে, but next class এ তোমরা পাবে slide, ঠিক আছে? It is not with us right now. So এরম যদি slides cells দেখো তুমি on peripheral smear in a newly মানে এখনো diagnose হয় a new patient, so what will you suggest the patient? Which blood test I told you all we give? CBC এসছে, তুমি CBC এসছে, তুমি peripheral smear করলে করে এইরকম cells দেখছো, তখন তুমি কি করবে? হ্যাঁ HPLC করবে, আমি তোমাকে বললাম না হিমোগ্লোবিনোপ্যাথি তো এটা হয়ে গেল একটা না, সিকেল সেল ডিজিজ তো এটা, তো HPLC করতে বলবে তখনই পেশেন্টের আমরা ডায়াগনোস করতে পারবো যে ইট ইজ আ কেস অফ সিকেল সেল অ্যানিমিয়া। ওকে, সো নাও নেক্সট কেস থ্যালাসেমিয়া। থ্যালাসেমিয়াতে কি পাবে তুমি? You will see these microcytic hypochromic, it will be a microcytic hypochromic blood picture. Along with that you will see these target cells. Okay, target cells থাকবে, target cells are cells like this. Okay, like the central this disc will not be touching the periphery of the RBC. Okay, so then only you can call this a target cell. Okay, so target cells are কখন কখন পেতে পারো তুমি? টার্গেট সেলস তুমি লিভার ডিসঅর্ডারস এ পেতে পারো, ঠিক আছে? লিভার ডিজিজে পাবে, ঠিক আছে, টার্গেট সেলস। সো এখানে তুমি কি পাবে? প্রথমে বলবে যে তুমি পেশেন্টের মাইক্রোসাইটিক হাইপোক্রোমিক পিকচার পাচ্ছ উইথ দিস poikilocytes. So first this is a teardrop cell, okay, which you are seeing, teardrop cells. Then these are the target cells and এগুলো elliptocytes তুমি বলতে পারো, ঠিক আছে? সো এখানে abnormal RBCs in the peripheral smear কি কি দেখাচ্ছে? টার্গেট সেল, টিয়ারড্রপ সেল, এলিপ্টোসাইটস, হাইপোক্রোমিক সেলস and microcytes. Okay, so this is the blood picture you will get in a patient with thalassemia. Okay, so এখানেও কি দেখছো? These are the beautiful teardrop cells which you are seeing. Okay, these teardrop cells are also found in patients with iron deficiency anemia, okay, or myelofibrosis. Okay, myelofibrosis একটা তোমার ইয়ে মানে ম্যালিগনেন্ট কন্ডিশন চলে গেল একটা, হ্যাঁ, তো এখানে মাইলোপ্রলিফারেটিভ ডিসঅর্ডারসে চলে গেল। তো এখানে তুমি আয়রন ডেফিসিয়েন্সিতে ইফ ইউ গেট অনলি মাইক্রোহাইপো পিকচার উইথ টিয়ারড্রপ সেলস, ইট ইজ মোর সাজেস্টিভ অফ অ্যান আয়রন ডেফিসিয়েন্সি anemia. Okay, along with that if you are getting target cells then you will suspect it is a patient of thalassemia. Then you have to take proper history of the patient. Okay, like what is the patient presenting you with, then on any organomegaly is there or not. Okay, so next is what else you can get? You can get Howell-Jolly bodies. Okay, so this is how Howell-Jolly bodies look like. There will be a dot, blue dot on the periphery of the RBCs. So usually RBCs are anucleated cells, right? So before they release their nucleus, onek shomoy due to these like ineffective erythropoiesis, what happens? A part of the nucleus remains in the cell. So that's why you can get these Howell-Jolly bodies. It is a part of the fragmented nucleus, okay, in the RBCs. And this is, you are seeing basophilic stippling. Basophilic stippling also can be seen in patients with these hemoglobinopathies. Basophilic stippling, what will you see? An RBC which is covered with these bluish dot granules. Okay, coarse basophilic stippling is seen in patients with lead poisoning, megaloblastic anemia. Okay, and sometimes you get it in these hemoglobinopathies. Okay, Now coming to hereditary spherocytosis. Spherocytosis ki kokhon tumi bolbe? You will get these spherocytes, okay? The slide will be filled with spherocytes. Why do you call them spherocytes? Because they are not having the central pallor, okay? So that's why you can call these patients as, see, these cells are spherocytes which are not having the central pallor like a normal RBC. So when you see these increased spherocytes, you can suspect that the patient is having hereditary spherocytosis. Then coming to G6PD deficiency, okay, and when you see increase in elliptocytes, তখন you can suspect hereditary elliptocytosis. তখন তোমাকে একটা genetic studies you have to do. But the thing is that elliptocytes and microhypopicture you will get in a patient of iron deficiency anemia also. So first and foremost, you have to do an iron profile to correlate, okay? And then G6PD deficiency, where you get these bite cells, okay? These are called bite cells. এই মনে হচ্ছে যে cellটা someone has like eaten the cell, right? So these are known as bite cells, okay? These are seen in G6PD deficiency. So these are a few cases where you get slides. So you might be told to diagnose, okay? Or you might be told to show a cell or diagnose what case is this, okay? Which type of hemolytic anemia is this? So mainly thalassemia and sickle cell anemia you have to know, okay? And if you are asked, you can like answer these things like bite cell is like it is seen only in G6PD deficiency, okay? Okay, so now I'll just be discussing you with RBC indices. Kichu jinish ami tomader bolte chai. So what happens, I told you all, when you are seeing a complete blood count like the CBC, okay? So what all parameters you will see? I told you first you will see the RBC count, the hemoglobin and the hematocrit, right? So now what happens, always remember the RBC count, 3 times of the RBC count should be hemoglobin, okay? And 3 times of the hemoglobin should be the hematocrit. Suppose RBC count is 2, okay? So ideally not, like it is not always that it will happen like that only, but it is nearby thrice, okay? So like that time you will suspect that the hemoglobin should be 6, okay? And according to this formula, your hemoglobin, like your hematocrit should be 18, somewhere around 18, okay? It is not like the exact value you will be getting, but 3 times এই ratio টা মনে রাখতে হবে, ঠিক আছে? Now what will happen in a case of hemoglobin, like in a case of hemolytic anemia, as I told you all, there will be a compensatory increase in the RBCs. So when you are seeing a patient is anemic, hematocrit is reduced, but the RBC count is very much increased. That time only you will suspect that there must be some ineffective erythropoiesis going on. So you will suspect that it is a case of hemolytic anemia, okay? Like hemoglobin 6, but tomar RBC is around 6 million, okay? So that time you will suspect that this is not, the ratio is not matching. So there is some ineffective erythropoiesis going on. So first point, that is the first thing you will suspect. Then next is coming to indices. What will happen? All the indices will be reduced, okay? It will be severely microcytic hypochromic, like it will be a, like, what is the normal MCV? 80 to 100, no? So তোমার MCV হয়ে যাবে 50, 52, 53 এরম হয়ে যাবে, বা 60s এ, ঠিক আছে? It is very severely microcytic hypochromic, okay? So now that will also give you one sign. Then RDW, you will have high anisocytosis. Your RDW will be increased. So RDW normal is less than equal to 15, okay? So anything more than that is anisocytosis. So there will be high anisocytosis, like your RDW will be increased to 21, 22 per this thing, ঠিক আছে? And next point কি দেখবে তোমরা? আরেকটা হচ্ছে Menzel's index. এইটা Menzel's index টা মনে রাখবে, ঠিক আছে? What is Menzel's index? যখন এই সব প্যারামিটার গুলো তুমি দেখতে দেখলে যে তোমার সবকিছুই hemolytic, everything is pointing out to hemolytic anemia, that time you can calculate your Menzel's index. So what is Menzel's index? Correct, হ্যাঁ। So Menzel's index কত হলে তুমি বলবে কি, মানে কি ওটার ইন্টারপ্রিটেশনটা কেমন হবে? MCV by your RBC count, হ্যাঁ। So এবার কি হবে Menzel's index? 1.3, 13 ঠিক আছে if your Menzel's index is less than equal to 13 কি বলবে তখন তুমি হ্যাঁ you will suspect it is beta thalassemia okay and if it is more than equal to 13 you suspect iron deficiency anemia ঠিক আছে so এইটাও আমরা দেখি তো একটা CBC তোমাকে যদি চার্ট দাও if you are given a CBC Coulter form where all these parameters are there that time you can understand that whether this is a case of some hemolytic anemia or not কি parameters দেখবে understood what all parameters to see after that we calculate the Menzel's index but you have to correlate with your biochemical findings okay so once you see that you are suspecting iron deficiency anemia you have to ask the patient to do an iron profile okay and in case of thalassemia you will tell you are suspecting a hemolytic anemia so I will suggest the patient for an hemoglobin electrophoresis or HPLC okay and further যদি extra corpuscular যদি reasons হয় like autoimmune disease and all তখন তুমি patient কে অন্যভাবে treat করবে right Coombs test and all okay so this is how you have to do a follow up for the patient